Alright guys, so today I'm kind of bringing two things together. I normally just break weapon reviews up to one gun at a time, but both of these guns really work well together. It's the Last Breath, which is the Trials auto rifle, which a lot of people don't use, and I understand why. It's in an archetype that a lot of people don't really care to mess with. And Stochastic Variable, which is a submachine gun in the energy slot that I would go ahead and just say is the best SMG in the game, in the energy slot. I know we've got some really popular kinetics, but I would say Stochastic Variable can match up to even the best of them, even Anio. So we're going to be talking about these guns today. Now, just go ahead and let you know both of these weapons are Masterwork, with the best Masterwork that I believe you can get on these guns. Now, that is a +5 range mod on both of them. If there's one thing that Stochastic and Last Breath both need, is a little bit of extra range. Those 600 RPM weapons, those auto rifles, they definitely need that bit of range to allow them to be more optimal. And Stochastic as well, having that little bit of extra range is really nice. So guys, let's go ahead and break down these weapons real quick. So Stochastic Variable, man, again, it's an energy SMG. I roll it out with Phase Mag. A lot of similarities between this and Phosphorus. Actually, so many people that jump into the stream tend to ask me, hey man, why are you using Phosphorus? And it turns out it's not Phosphorus. And there's a combination of things here that are really working. You know, Phase Mag drops it down, lowers that fire rate, making this gun a much more manageable weapon. It's also got the torch sight that I really like. It adds on that zoom factor, which really just kind of pushes that damage out a little bit further. I know it's not something that's just going to kill it in terms of the range stat, and it does affect it, but that little bit of zoom really allows this gun to snag those shots. And I know it kind of limits you in terms of handling, but I can promise you knocking down that handling is hardly noticeable on this gun. Now, the perk that makes all the difference, it's the perk that I think makes the biggest difference on Prosecutor as well as Uriel's, is Tap the Trigger. Grants a short period of increased stability and accuracy on the initial trigger pull. Little things like that, man, which is really nice on something like this. And I'm not really sure, you know, it says the initial trigger pull. You know, I kind of wonder, you know, what is the cooldown between Tap the Trigger. But what I'm trying to say is this gun sucks to it, man. Matter of fact, the only downsides of Stochastic Variable, it's the type of weapon, the more you use it, probably the shittier your aim will get, because you're so used to the gun damn near aiming itself with Tap the Trigger. So yeah, there's some downsides to it, but as by itself, getting the job done, this is my favorite energy SMG. It is a Season 1 Future War Cult submachine gun, but still a gun that you can obtain during faction rallies. Now, Last Breath, man, not a gun that's received a lot of love, man. No one's really talked about this weapon, and I completely understand why. It's because the 600 RPM auto rifles are being completely overshadowed by the 450s. But there's a lot of things working for this gun. Essentially, it's got dynamic sway reduction. It's the perk and the trait that I really like on Phosphorus. When holding down the trigger, this weapon's sway reduction system boosts accuracy over time. As far as the different barrel perks, you've got a lot of things here. And I can say that the main thing about this, you're going to hurt your stability with pretty much all of these except for chambered compensator. And if you've got a range mod to go on here, this is going to make all the difference for your gun. And of course, Ambitious Assassin is the trait, not a perk I really care to have, especially given the fact that the max size is already 43. So again, it's not nothing that I really need. I could tell you that Ambitious Assassin, I think, is supposed to be more of an ad control perk up in PvE. Now, right off the top, guys, we used to do a lot of these Masterwork type reviews because there's so many guns in this game that we try, or at least I try out Masterworks on, and we hope for them to be good. We put it on there, we spin the cores, and we hope they're going to shine. We're really optimistic about it, and it just turns out that the guns are still ridiculously weak, and they don't tend to hold up. I can tell you right now, though, Last Breath in combination with Stochastic Variable are excellent choices. Stochastic is actually an SMG I load out on the regular inside of Trials every single weekend, and it has still been doing me a great job before I ever Masterwork the gun. As far as Last Breath goes, it was one of those weapons, one of those autos that I was pleasantly surprised with this morning, that it was actually doing good. You know, given the fact that I was going against so many people using Uriel's Gift and Positive Outlook and guns like those, I was expecting to be in the losing end of most of this, but with this gun right here, if you can strafe, if you can move, if you can kind of just juke them out just a tiny bit, just a little bit, Last Breath was eating them up, dude. And you know, the time to kill between the 450s and the 600 is neck and neck. Where Last Breath will dominate for you over all the 450s is being in that close to mid-range level right there. Well, guys, that's my breakdown for both of these weapons. Again, it's one of those things, like, you have the cores, and for me at least, for the longest time, I didn't have a lot of cores to sit there and spend it on, especially given the fact that a lot of times when you break down a weapon, you only get one core. And so spending those things, man, is a tough choice. It's a really tough choice, and you want to know wherever you're going to invest them in, it's actually going to give you a good return. And I can tell you right now, both of these guns are really good. I would definitely say if you only had 10 cores and you only had to choose one of these, Stochastic Variable, guys, without a doubt. It is a fantastic SMG. I can't believe I don't see more of this gun. I know we have a lot of people that really like, you know, Atalanta. They like Antioch. You know, I used to be a big fan of Adjudicator, and they're good SMGs, but I would stack Stochastic against every single one of them, and I do every single weekend, man. It's one of my most commonly used SMGs right now. So fellas, that is the breakdown for both of those guns. Hope you enjoyed this video. If there's a specific weapon you want to see looked at in terms of reviewing and masterworking, just let me know in the comments below. Guys, thank you so much for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.